And welcome to game day 2 in Group G as the Cote d'Ivoire face Iran as action gets underway again in Group G. The second day of action, and both these teams come here having lost their opening game to Spain and Brazil respectively. Iran being introduced to the crowd, and as I've said right from the beginning, it's a team in transition. And it's a team that, because of the way this qualification system works, still have an enormous amount to play for, as every game in this World Cup is meaningful. I'm Mark Clark, and with me is Shona Thorman. Shona, after a poor start, Iran really did grow into their first game.
Yeah, they did. They ended up losing to Brazil 59-100. I know that seems like a big score, but first, I think that Brazilian team was a lot better than a lot of people expected them to be coming into this tournament. They played very, very well. And you mentioned it, I mean, they got out to a really, really rough start. I thought they turned the ball over way too much. They allowed easy baskets inside, and that's what got them down. And you mentioned it, as the game went on, they started to be able to make game adjustments and get defensive stops, have some good looks. Yeah, maybe not a great game. Obviously, Ahmed Haddadi, their captain, their go-to, their leader, the most decorated Iranian basketball player ever. 38 years old, he's still putting up numbers, and he's gonna have to be a big factor for them tonight.
Well, the Cote d'Ivoire had the pleasure, if that's the right way to word it, of playing against the defending champions on game day 1 in this group. And early on, they really did stretch Spain. But as a number of teams have found out, if you poke that bear, the bear's going to respond. And Spain and the Hurricane Gomez brothers just rolled them over late on in the game. But there was a lot to be positive about with the Cote d'Ivoire.
I agree. They started the game really, really well. You mentioned it. They poked the bear. Spain came out, finished the first half strong. But Cote d'Ivoire, they had a good third quarter. They had a lot of positives at the end of the game. You know, it was a question mark, Cote, if he was going to play tonight. And thankfully he is. He's one of a couple players who scored in double digits against that very, very good Spanish team. They need everyone. They need everyone to participate. They need everyone to stay up. Almost, you know, you need 12 players have the best game of their lives, because you mentioned it quickly, and we'll talk about it during the game, but this game means something. This isn't just to, you know, this isn't just to go out and play at a World Cup. No, this game could potentially be very important for both these teams.
Well, Coach Prokic was really positive after the game. Here he is in shot. Really has done a great job with this program. So you're going to get a chance to look at the schedule for this game day 2 in Group G. We start here, obviously, with Cote d'Ivoire and Iran, and the nightcap game, Brazil and Spain, which in some ways many people are looking at as a decisive game about who wins this group. Going to get a look at the table as it currently stands. Brazil and Spain with those big wins. And as Shona indicated, every game has real meaning. We'll talk about that more after the national anthems of both countries.
Thank you. Please remain standing for the national anthem of Cote d'Ivoire. Thank you very much.
As you see the starting lineup there, I mean, he did come off the bench for them last game as well. So Yakchali, Yegor Grion, Agimiri, and Ali Kabari, excuse me. But it's more for me, I mean, he's such a leader. He's the most decorated basketball player from Iran. He scored 10 points in his 14 of the last 16 World Cup games. He's an Olympian. He's a record holder in an Olympics. He's an Olympian. He's multiple World Cup. You know why he's there, even though he did just come off of an injury. As you see Yakchali there. Good job from him, 7 points. You got to figure out how to have more people participating and scoring consistently, though. And we know that this is a young Iranian team for head coach Hakan Demir. Obviously a very, very experienced coach, especially in Europe and in Turkey, especially from where he comes from. Both these teams had yesterday off. They know how important this game is. Maybe those watching don't really know, but there's a lot on the line for both these teams.
Wow, World Cup really is your gateway to the Olympic Games, as well as trying to be crowned the World Cup winners, which is obviously is a huge event. But also it is the gateway to the Olympic Games, and we'll talk about it more, but there's a guarantee of places for different regions in the world, and that's why it's so important that the Ivory Coast, in this instance, really do give themselves to be one of the highest ranked African teams. Cote starts, which is the big deal.
Good news. That's really, really good news. Apparently they were waiting to warm up to decide if he was going to play or not.
And he was very, very assured against that great Spanish team. Really has the ability to control the ball and get things in. But Dale, who plays in France, really does shoot the basketball well.
No, he does. And you know, not just him. I mean, Fofana has to have a big game again for them. A lot of these players, they know, you know, they play a lot, actually play in France. I'm sure it has something to do with the language, and it's easier for them. And there you see Cone's numbers. 11 points, 4 of 10 to go along with 3 assists. They looked good. They looked really, really good for big chunks of the game, especially at the beginning of the game. They're athletic, they're long, they can get out and run. Can they do it consistently for 40 minutes? Can either of these teams play at a high tempo, high percentage, high IQ? I think the team that can hold on long enough and play well enough for 40 minutes is the one who's going to win. It's not going to be about shooting or anything like that.
And they've had a great preparation, Cote d'Ivoire.
Yeah.
9 games, 45 days of preparation. Yeah. And that's, well, we both commented during the first game, that's how they looked against Spain, especially in that first quarter. They looked like a team that was well-drilled, well-coached, well-prepared, and the Spain pressure just wore them down. Now, they won't be up against the same pressure, but Iran is just going to ask them different questions. But that 45 days of prep, plus they've already played a game here, you'd expect them to grow, as every team has, into the competition.
Yeah, I mean, historically, I guess you could say Iran has the advantage over Cote d'Ivoire just with all, you know, Asia Cup, finishing second. Okay, Cote d'Ivoire, they finished second last year at the Afro-Basket, but, you know, Iran, they were in the 2021 Olympics, 2019 World Cup, 2014, 2010, 2008 Olympics. Okay, Cote d'Ivoire, they were there back in 2019, but after that, I mean, historically, Iran has more experience, but this is a transitional team for Iran.
I mean, that's an interesting stat. I mean, it's one of those things, against when you're having a heavy defeat, your bench coming in, getting more time, they probably will have more productivity than some of the starters because the pressure at the beginning of the game against possibly a stronger Spanish five. But the key for me is what you've just said for them. The Cote d'Ivoire, with the bigger preparation, in this instance, with more individual experience, have got to make that count. And the Tissot countdown to tip off 1 minute away from the start of this tie. And as we're going to make it clear as we go through this game, every single World Cup game has real importance. The classification games, when we get out of this first stage, could decide who goes to the Olympic Games.
I mean, there's a reason why we have to play classification games, right? And it's because there is berths to the Olympics.
And it contributes to those world rankings as well, and that puts Iran into the context of how good they've been. They're currently ranked 22 in the world, and that's because over the last 5 years, their performances at continental and world events has been really, really good. They're up there with some really great teams. It's just transitional. Every country has to go through it. They've had some great players, of which Haddadi is the last remaining one of a generation that really did put Iranian basketball on the map. But that's for the past. What he's looking at, what his team is looking at, is getting a result today that will give them a chance to qualify for the Olympic Games, and that will again enhance how the program develops. Hassan Ali Akbar's role here, starting at on the inside for Iran, is going to be absolutely crucial because of this Cote d'Ivoire team go to the offensive glass really hard. They've really got to take care of business on their own end of the floor. So welcome to Jakarta here in Indonesia. Cote d'Ivoire in the white and Iran in the red, in what for both countries is an absolutely vital matchup. So Cote d'Ivoire will have a look at it in the half court. Cote gets to the baseline, puts it on the floor and kicks. Wide open look early is long, and that's a great job on the glass, but I think it's going to go off the back. And it has gone off the back of Iran on the glass. Did a great job securing the inside in terms of boxing out, but just couldn't secure the basketball. New full team. Berrier will inbound the basketball. Cote, nice pass. Foul on the play. It's all about the pass. Because Iran are packed in the middle. He threaded the eye of the needle on that pass. And an aggressive start by Cote d'Ivoire, really taking it hard to the hoop.
Yeah, you said it, threading the needle. Nice little pick and roll action. As Sidibe, also, you have to have your hands up. Sidibe, excuse me, you have to have your hands up ready to catch those kinds of passes.
Yeah. Sidibe makes a second, and Cote d'Ivoire will extend the defense. Really aggressive, physical start. It's a little bit soft once the ball's in, and Iran will get into the half court. Gigoran will initiate, and then reverse it, get to the second side. They go high pick and roll. The open three is short, and somehow the Ivory Coast almost give up the board, but Cote looks really accomplished at the point. Great hands by Ali Akbar. and it's a bit messy. When the ball leaves Cote's hands, it looks a little bit frantic.
You know, kind of, they became a little bit obsessed with trying to get the ball inside, knowing that Sidibe was open. But good job there by Iran putting ball pressure, making the pass inside even more difficult, and then the big man getting back, finding your defender.
Charlie will inbound. Amini comes off the screen, it doesn't go aggressive. Charlie stops, pops the long three is short. And the defensive rebound is corralled in by Sidibe. Dedier puts it on the floor. Can't get to the hoop. Gonna have to back out, but looks like he wants to go up. Nice little pass, the easy mid-range two is knocked down by Sidibe. Moved well to the spot.
Yeah, moves really well. I like the intensity. I think Cote d'Ivoire, they know what their advantage is against this Iran team. Again, can they do it for 40 minutes?
Well, I've turned it over again. Ali drops it inside. Bar, one of the more experienced players, gives it up.
Captain for them.
Yep. Daddy into the middle, drops it off. Great block. Absolutely. Look after the ring protection. And Ali Akbali has really been active early here. But as you say, Shona, their ability to penetrate, looking to be aggressive is what the Cote d'Ivoire are really focusing on. They have to put this up, though, down on the shot clock. 3 seconds left, little float by Cote, doesn't get it. Ali Akbar's knocked it away again. And the big man really making a statement to the ring for two. He's good. And Gregorian just went coast to coast and really finished well. But Cote going the other way off the glass, gets the drop. And if you don't stop him early, he's going to keep going.
I was just about to start talking about Gregorian. Great take by him. Not intimidated at all by the more athletic. It was almost a 1-on-3. He had a little bit of advantage. Way to use his body and not allow Ba to block him on that take, but just no one getting back on the other end.
Yeah. 6-2, Cote d'Ivoire with a really positive start. Iran settling down. Needs to hit the second side. I mean, he puts it on the floor. Wants to go up, goes strong to the glass. Floater is no good. Ali Akbar can't secure it, but he's still active. Chance for Cote d'Ivoire going the other way. Dedier will penetrate, push, and the three is long. Sidibe's all over the glass and has the presence to throw it off. Gregorian, so Cote d'Ivoire will control it on the baseline. And that's a really positive start by Ali Akbar, who really responded to the start well, gets really active. He's replaced by Nazarze, and he's just got to keep picking it up. Not the same size, strong on the inside, got to get active on the glass. Cote, nice pass, short two is no good. Super hands. Tremendous job by Amir Azare. Amini will back it out, takes the ball screen. Rewarded. Ziari goes up, left hand off the glass. Should have gone off the glass, can't get it to go. And they're getting the ball in good places, just can't finish. Sidibe will go to screen, they turn it down, the penetration, wide open, extra pass. Cote comes off the screen. Nice ball movement. This is very deja vu-ish for Cote d'Ivoire, moving the ball really well. They're going to have to put this up. Bar is going to travel. But running a lot of nice half-court stuff here, Cote d'Ivoire. Again, that's exactly how they started against Spain. Moved the ball well, had good options. They just got to believe that's the way they're going to play the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, they kept it tight against Spain, not just the first 8 points of that game against Spain, but more or less the first quarter. They looked okay against Spain, and like you said, they kind of poked the bear. Spain fell into their rhythm, and I think defensively just understood what they had to take away, slow down Cote d'Ivoire. Cote d'Ivoire, they need to play at a high pace. They need to try and attack the basket. They need to use their length athleticism.
Nice pass inside out. Bar attacks the closeout. Shared it. I think they just heard you.
and you know, Cote d'Ivoire, they're not an amazing three-point shooting team, but they're not a bad three-point shooting team. So you have to close out, take away the three. And a great take there. But, you know, you have to close out, take away the three, and they're so fast that one help comes, it's hard for the other help to get there, and that's what we saw the last time down for Cote d'Ivoire.
Amini with the two, but again, he's continuing to impress. A turnover, got a little bit congested. Brown have a number advantage, should be an easy two. Here's an easy two. Murazare, the big man who's come in, and we said he had to pick up after the good start by Ali Akbari, and he has. Both ends of the floor. Sidibe thinks about the three. Dali outside. Cote gets it back. Inside out. Cedric Barr hits his third side out. Carrier for the top three, buries it from deep. Again, I think they're listening to him. You know, you said they weren't a bad three-point shooting team. He just nailed one deep on the clock.
I mean, 35% in that game against Spain, against a very good Spanish defense. But how about Amini now? Feeling it, 5 points, last 5 points for Iran, excuse me.
Right, Amini impressed in game day one and has picked it up. Went to the ring well, stroked it, answered the Dadier three with one of his own. And it's taken 5 minutes for both teams looking a little bit more comfortable now, much better offensively. The rhythm, initial lack of good decisions is now pass, foul on the penetration as the closeout came. And Fofana off the bench immediately has an impact.
He had a good game for them, though, against Spain as well. Okay, we know that Spain ended up winning by 30, 64 to 94. And it was really, Spain figured out what they had to do.
Yeah. Well, Fofana's, you know, playing in Pro A in France. I mean, he's got.
Oh yeah,
he's
been in France his whole career. Yeah, in a very good league. Some second division, some top division teams. We're actually both in Nantes at the same time, so I know him a little bit.
All right. Penetration, floater, but it ends up being a pass, wide open in the corner. Drew the contact on the. What couldn't be a flyby because Dali put it on the floor and just took the foul. But that's the scout on Dali. You know, you want to make him put it on the floor and not let him get his feet set.
And you know, obviously Iran, you said it, that's the scout, but I said because they are an okay three-point shooting team, that's where you see those kind of crazy closeouts.
Yep. Cote, that's the action happen. 7 on the possession, gonna have to go. Dale puts it on the floor, tries to get his feet set, pulls up from 2, is no good. And you've got to say Iran are doing a job. They're really putting their body on the line defensively. Good box out, handle. Siaki puts it inside. Kazemi feels the double team, finds the open man, extra pass, 3 in the corner is good. That's a great read, super ball movement, and they nail the 3, and Iran are at the game.
Great job there by Iran. Finally take the lead in the game. It's a long game. It's, you know, you don't want teams to freak out when they get down early.
Well, Cote got caught in 2 minds, ended up going with the floater, doesn't make it. And Iran, chance to increase the lead. Got Chile, looks inside, the look was good. The pass was just had a little bit too much on it, but the ball with 2.8 seconds on the possession will stay with Iran. It's a nice look, you know, they're going inside, just overthrew the pass. Kone's going to take some time on the bench.
How about Amini for Iran right now? Only 18 years old. He had 4 points in his first game. Tonight he already has 8.
Well, a quick release on the three with no time on the clock is no good, as Razor Fire couldn't get it to drop. Diabate tries to move Cote d'Ivoire into the half court. Looks to attack. Extra pass in the corner's turned down. They take the open three. And Fofana was wide open in the corner. Coast to coast again, now one. Are they gonna count it? Yep. Didn't call the and-one. The official just wanted to make the point that they...
It's going to be a goaltending because he touched the cylinder.
Ashieki again, quick down the floor, the small guard. Now he's trying to create some pressure up the floor. Just needs to work the ball over, though. Doesn't need to try and create too much and pick up the crazy foul. Zula puts it on the floor, stops and pops, takes the top one and knocks it down.
That was you know, I questioned some of his shots in the first game because I thought he went to difficult pull-up jump shots when maybe you could have had a penetration to a kick. But right there, maybe there's a reason why he looks to go to his pull-up jump shot, as that was a tough shot he just knocked down.
I mean, he going baseline, drops it inside, beautiful pass. It's a really super cut by Kazemi. But you make the point, Mohamed Amini getting it done here. 18 years old, I think, is the key part of that 18 years bit.
He doesn't look like an 18-year-old.
Kazemi, nice a chance to lead the break. 2-on-1. Oh, what a block! That's how to get back in the play, and the Cote d'Ivoire go the other way. Fofana trails inside out, he turns it over. And there it's a one-on-none, and we get the two this time. And what a play phase. Razor Fire gets the two.
What a sequence of plays.
Well, we're going to get the easy two. It's the play before we really need.
Yeah.
That's how to get back. This is how you get back. Just pinned it.
Unfortunately, down on the other end, Fofana ends up turning the ball over, which leads to that easy bucket that we saw right before the timeout. I like this because I felt that Iran, they made some adjustments, especially on the pick and roll situation. Let's listen in.
Switching way too much. Very simple. Zero fouls, letting them go. Next offense, let's go for inside. Move away, let's break. Hey, defense, if we score in box. Defense, if we score in box. I will tell you.
Well, what was a great start by the Cote d'Ivoire has turned into a tremendous response by Iran.
Yeah, you know, first few minutes of this game, you kind of said, okay, it looks like the athleticism and the pace and the physicality that Cote d'Ivoire can play with, this might be their game. But just a good job by Iran. I thought they made, like I mentioned just before the timeout, they made a couple defensive adjustments. Obviously, Amini has stepped up offensively for them. And, you know, I wouldn't say that Iran looks slower than Cote d'Ivoire right now.
No, not at all. And we can definitely say they run with more purpose, they're more balanced coming down the floor, but just coming out of that timeout, little teacher and pupil moment as her daddy was talking to Amini. Must have been along the lines of great job, but you got to keep doing it. And Cote d'Ivoire coming out of the timeout, the last thing you need to do is turn the ball over. And a rather really hesitant first couple of minutes. But now, they're the team that looks like it has more purpose. Ashieki gets into the half court. Amini going baseline. Spins. Great move. Oh, what a play. Mohamed Amini underlines everything that he's put on the floor in the first quarter here. Super move, used his body incredibly well, gets the contact.
Well, you said it, 18-year-old making a name for himself here. 10 points already. He's played the entire first quarter for good reason. I mean, you're 18, he should be able to play 10 minutes in a row.
And the ball will stay with Iran. I mean, obviously, his talent's been identified. You know, he's part of the Monaco program in France, but going up against men is a lot different than going up against an under-21 league. And he has delivered in the first quarter here. 20-13, Iran beginning to control this. Nice pass. Extra one is even better. And Cote d'Ivoire just about come down with it. Zizou just about ripped that away. Diabate will come off the ball screen. That's a holding foul.
Nice heads-up play there. They have fouls to give.
Mashareki's one of those like live wire small guards. He knows what he is, and he's going to play quick, and he's going to make life difficult. 4.4 left in this first quarter.
He's also one of the veterans on this team, so he's been around. He knows what it takes to compete at this level.
He's fouled, and will go to the free throw line. They're saying he's passing it off, but Iran are in the penalty anyway. He did a great job. Zuzua didn't settle for the jumper, was aggressive, draws contact, will go to the free throw line. And with that really drought of a period that Cote d'Ivoire was struggling with, really need these free throws, makes the first. There's 2 for 2 for the line, and they're real momentum builders for them. And at the end of one, after a really impressive start by the Cote d'Ivoire, Iran established the tempo of the game that suited them, and they lead it 20-15 at the end of one.
I think basketball is a game of runs, and we've definitely seen it here. There you see the percentages. So Iran, 50% compared to just 40%. Cote d'Ivoire, they started well. It was all Cote d'Ivoire the first 5 minutes of that first quarter, but then I think Iran calmed down. Both teams know how serious and what is at stake for this game. They are both, I don't want to say desperately looking for a win, but it will give their Olympic chances more hope, whoever wins today. And I think you know that. And a young Iranian team, maybe they came out with a little bit of nerves, knowing like, you know what, this is the first time in this competition that we have a chance to get an important win. And I could see that kind of being the reason maybe for their slow start.
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to be a factor, isn't it?
Right.
This is only your second game of a World Cup career for half the roster. But this guy, Mohamed Amini, was just incredible. And that, we talked a lot at the beginning of the game about the role that Daddy has, not just in playing when he gets on the floor, but the way he leads his team. And he really has taken Amini under his wing, so to speak, talking to him a lot. And the youngster has enjoyed his time on the floor. He's going to get some rotation minutes. Can't believe it's going to be that long before he comes back. Bemyam Yakchali will inbound the basketball. We've just got to see more defense from Cote d'Ivoire. Started just about survived against it. Don't have to foul at the halfway line. I'm not sure if they're going to call it on Fofana or they're going to call it on Diabate. I think it's Diabate.
I think it was on Diabate. Just a little bit too aggressive. He got poked in the eye.
That's when you ask your teammate if you've still got 2, isn't it? It's like a crazy
silly foul, because it was actually great defense.
Yeah.
Almost picked it up on the back court.
He's going to have to leave, I think, Kazemi, and that's a huge blow. I'm sure he'll be back.
Well, we haven't seen Haddadi yet.
No. He does have an enormous amount of tape on those legs today, more than the other day. Looks like.
He does.
Looks like it.
Oh, in warm-up,
Yeah.
not moving the same. He did say in the press conference, it's been a really long time since I played, so I'm sure he had a lot of ice baths in the last 48 hours.
Shaky little slop with the basketball. Fofana's just long, gets a piece. Diabate breaks the defense down, gets to the far side of the ring. Fofana with the feet set for the three is off. Uzua is going to put it up, knocks it down again, and I don't think he sees a shot he doesn't like.
No, he definitely, I don't think, we saw that against Spain. We're seeing it here today.
7 points personal for Uzua.
How about this? Looks like there's a little box and one.
Well, Coach talked about it, yeah. Inside-out penetration. I think he's confused Aran a lot. Open three in the corner, though, is short. Defensive rebound is collected by Abu. He gets his first action. Lines it up. Early three.
And now I think maybe Cote d'Ivoire settling a little bit too much for outside shots. They had success early in the game attacking, maybe finding the post or kicking.
Razafar's getting the one treatment in the box and one. Ball's knocked away. Well, that's 2 stops in a row. Now again, no shot he doesn't like. Hits the back of the ring. He had good ball coverage though. Good early shot in terms of where his rebounders were. Abu, nice pass. And one. Timing on the pass is excellent as Tape just cut hard and said, give me the ball.
Great job taking the contact, finishing, giving yourself an opportunity to score as he does, now going to the free throw line. You know what? Maybe I would question a little bit some of the shot selection by some Cote d'Ivoire players, but when you offensive rebound the ball so well, I mean, even during the qualifiers for this competition, they were in double digits in offensive rebounding. So they already have 6. You can't really fault bad shots when they know how to go and get the rebound.
And as much as when we've talked about, oh, they look good, they run more nice stuff. If that's not the thing for you as a team, you just don't want to just get, oh, we run great patterns if it's not working for you. And that, maybe they're in that transitional phase. And the one thing that you said, that's absolutely right. They do go to the glass hard. We said right at the beginning of the game, Iran's going to have to work hard on the glass. And we've got a great one, 20-20, 8:14 to go in the second quarter. And here's, it's like Iran have had to take that timeout because of the box and one defense, because they really were struggling. So when you're struggling to make good decisions, what do? You bring the most intelligent, most experienced, highest IQ player you have on your roster, and their daddy is gonna make an appearance. Because the one thing, if Cote d'Ivoire are gonna run a box and one, and Daddy's going to find holes in it, you know he's going to be able to make great decisions. And I think we said in the opening game, when he was on the floor, everybody else seemed to just raise up 2 levels in confidence. Tape completes the 3-point play.
Well, quickly that 5-point lead that Iran had at the end of 10 has now become a 1-point lead for Cote d'Ivoire, so great job here. But they started the first quarter well as well.
Iran has just really been phased by this box and one. It almost doesn't matter who they pick up. It's almost just to disrupt. Diabate on the penetration, goes back. Daddy just protected the middle. Wants to travel, is not going to get it. 13 seconds on the possession. Mohamed Amani's going to come back in. Zafar will check out. It wouldn't surprise me if they didn't box and one I mean, it's not about the player, it's about the different structure. Abu gets his feet set out of bounds, strokes it beautifully.
That was a big-time shot. Nice little set out of bounds there. Maybe fell asleep a little bit on the defensive end.
Well, the early drought in this quarter continues for Iran, and again, this defense is just completely taking them out of rhythm. See, I agree with you, Shona. Like, I don't see that as a legitimate attempt to play the ball. Left hand, trying to get to the other side. That's just as foul to stop the break.
But if the refs, you know, they're changing the way that they've called the game,
absolutely.
and players have to know and take advantage of it as well. I mean, it's
absolutely.
It's a defensive play, really.
Inside, outside. Fofana, 9 on the possession. Zuzua, this is going up. Steps back for the 3 and fills it up, and why not? If it's not broken, don't fix it. And he is just hot in this first half.
I like how you called while he was still dribbling that was gonna go up, though.
On the dribble, Yagorin leads a pass to Daddy with a backdoor feed. Ivory Coast, Cote d'Ivoire really active at the top of that box. Tough 3 from the corner is good. And Yak Charlie just backs himself and knocks it down. Diabate comes off the ball screen and pulls out. We're going to reposition. Inside, outside, extra pass. Nice penetration, far side of the ring for 2, but Fofana is good. I like it when they just keep it sharp. You know, they don't have to run complicated stuff. They move the ball really nicely. Amini has it, thinks about it, moves it on. Gets it back, lines it up. That's off the front. Charlie tried to convince the official he was pushed. Diabate gets away with a carry, moves it on. Abu takes a tough one. And Iran will control the basketball. Yeah.
Oh, no, maybe not, because the ball's going back to Iran. So you see him, though, going, my bad, my bad. He knew it was a bad shot. As you see the nice, strong take. Like you said, when they're kind of keep it simple, are precise, because they're not selfish. Sometimes, yeah, of course, you're going to take bad shots, but it wasn't a selfish reason why he took the bad shot.
Absolutely right. Zuzua is on fire. He needs the ball as often as they can get it to him.
Yeah, just like Amani, number 6 for Iran in the first half. This zone has really flustered. You know, saying it's a box and 1.
They're just following Yakchak. And you're like, why? The open 3, knocks it down, and he, alongside Mohamed Amini, stroking the shot. Perhaps gets his feet set, really looks very effective. And Cedric Barr just can't handle the pass. And Iran have steadied the ship a little bit, but they've steadied the ship by making 2 tough threes. They still haven't worked out this box and 1 defense. You know, normally it's a box and 1 where you guard the toughest guy on the floor, perhaps, or give the guard a hard time. But this is just a different shape of defense almost. Now they're back man to man. Daddy needs a touch, gets it. Going against Cedric Barr, that lean back trademark 2 is good. Barr's just not big enough to challenge that.
There's not many people in this competition who are big enough to challenge that.
It's just a joy to see him on the floor after the injury issues. Cote drops it inside. They did a really nice job of the penetration. Far side of the ring, that's a tough finish. They're gonna count. Oh, they're gonna call gonna get 2 shots anyway. Board already at the ring, so it's live, so it can be played with. When Fofana goes to the ring, he's so long. He is long.
I mean, he's one of the most veteran players on this team. You've participated in every qualification game for them. You know, he's been committed to this program for a while. I wouldn't say he's the best outside shooter.
No. But it's good enough, you have to respect it.
Exactly, yeah.
If he's wide, if he's open, he's got to take it because it's good enough. Maybe if they're going to go man-to-man, maybe he's the guy that could take Haddadi a little bit more length than Cedric Barr. Goes 2 for 2 from the line. Just over 67% on the season from the free throw line. And we've really got an intriguing one. 31 to 28. Iran led at the end of one, and Cote d'Ivoire have shown a couple of different look. Great hands by Cote. Comes up with a steal. Now looks to run. Abu, good decision. Duzua is off. Will get his own rebound though. Abu, great decision to give it to the hot hand, and he doesn't knock it down, but another offensive rebound, and there's a foul on the play. And Haddadi says to his guys, what's going on?
I think he was upset because his guard got out and started running the fast break before they had come up with the defensive rebound. So the veteran letting his guards and the younger players know, hey, that's not acceptable. We can't start to run until we have the ball. But that's why you have him on the team. And they respect him enough that you don't take it personal. He wants you to be better, and he wants the team to be better.
Yeah, because none of those, yeah, you're right.
He's the most veteran player on this team.
Absolutely.
And I'm not just talking FIBA events. I mean, this is an NBA guy. This is, you know, has played in big clubs over in China during the professional season. He knows what it takes to win, plain and simple. So you listen to your captain.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he puts it on the floor. No one stops him. He gets fouled. Can't get it to drop. They're going to call it on the pass. Going back to those rebounds as we go, and Amini is just fearless.
I think that's a great word to describe him today compared to how we did the other day. And you know, no knock on the youngin. I mean, he's only 18 years old. Yeah, he's playing over in France and Monaco's young development kind of club part of it.
Fofana again is aggressive, gets bumped, no call, chance to run, that's quick. Super drive, but can't complete, but great follow. Yeah, Charlie does what you're supposed to do, stay with the play, follow it. And again, Goran just doesn't stop. Should have made the first one, but bowed out by Charlie. Again puts up the tough lead away for two. And the scout must say, just guard him, because he's not passing. Get after him, because he's not looking to give it up. 3-point game, and a real nice feel to it. Haddadi out top, needs a pass, finds a pass. But Charlie can't get the three to go. Defensive rebound. Owned by Fofana. Cote has it, will take Cedric Barr's screen. Gets in the lane, tough one off the glass. They're going to call, if they call Haddadi, that's his third foul. Well, there's no one else to call.
Going to have to go against him, so I think we're going to see him go to the bench. You're not going to take a risk. I know he doesn't play big minutes, and he's not expected to play a ton of minutes for this team, but I imagine if this game is getting close at the end of the game, oh no, he is going to stay in.
Yeah.
How about that? He's someone, I mean, he's smart enough to know that, all right, I have 3 fouls. I need to play smarter defensively. I think it's honest to say that he doesn't move how he used to. You know, it's what, 8 months ago he had an Achilles injury?
Yeah, 8 months.
That's a very quick return. And, you know, he is on the older side at 38 right now. But he's still the most experienced, the most capped player. So no surprise, they are going to take him out.
Going to take it out, but
you need him at the end of the game.
Mirazahi's going to come in. And Mirazari, when he came in the first quarter, was really effective. Does what it says on the tin. I'm a big man who's going to rebound and take up a lot of space. Nice soft touch on it. Here's the money again. Finds him a high. Amani wide open on the skip, but Bulgo, he's almost taken the shot before he caught it. Gonna have to put this up. Takes it strong to the glass, has it knocked away, comes off his thigh, and it'll be a Cote d'Ivoire basketball. Coach Demir's be interesting to see. Someone just needs to talk to him a little bit. Got a little frustrated after the great first quarter. In the second quarter, when he's come back into the game, he's found life a little bit more difficult. But his team have found it more difficult as well. Cote in the half court. Fofana out top. Cedric Barr will reverse the basketball. Cote comes back, will take the ball screen. Looks to attack it. Steps on the big step, is fouled. Will go to the free throw line. Cote's long and quick. Protects the ball really well. Agameri picks up the personal. Well, you can see why they were so keen to get Cote fit for this game.
Not really sure what he hurt in the first game, because he looks good out there.
Yeah.
He's moving well. Nothing seems to, I mean, at least from you know, our view.
He did roll his ankle at one point in that Spain game.
He stayed in. I mean,
he walked up and then came back. Yeah. Rashigeri puts it on the floor, moves it on. Extra pass, finds the corner. Nice skip, wide open. Yakchali's got the three. Yakchali has really shot the basketball well. Great find. And as soon as Cote d'Ivoire take their foot off it a little bit defensively, Iran have a little bit more time, move the basketball and get open looks. Barr with a push, doesn't get it to go. Mirazahi into the half court, will get it back. Takes the ball screen. Show hard on it, ball's deflected, and with 13 on the possession, Iran will take it on the sideline. Not a lot of fouls, not a lot of free throws. The game's had a real nice rhythm to it.
Yeah, it's had a great rhythm to it. I think both teams have tried to push the tempo to their advantage. We've seen a lot of players knock down some big-time shots from both teams.
Charlie off the screen, they switch it this time, trying to take away that three-point threat that he's offering. Well, he's halfway to downtown Jakarta, doesn't get it to go. He was at the bus stop on that one. Cedric Barr doesn't get it to go. Defensive rebound pulled in. And again, Zahi just doing what he's supposed to do. Yakchali. 10 on the possession. We'll take the ball screen. Razorfire puts it on the floor, needs a pass, finds one. Yakchali attacks the closeout, little floater for two. He is fouled and will go to the free throw line. It's about attacking that closeout that you talked earlier on about. It's that place between the three-point line and the keyway.
I mean, obviously they got to get out and they have to respect Yakchali. He's knocked down a couple threes for them already, so they're going to be concerned about that. And then what's in your bag of tricks after a team aggressively goes ahead and takes away your three-point shot, and just a nice heads-up play there. They're able to draw a foul on the shot, and we're going to have a timeout, as I'm sure Cote d'Ivoire want to figure out what they're going to do these last 19 seconds.
Guys, listen to me. Hey, Wap, you're a 5. Ba, you're a 4. Solo, you're 2. Solo. Ba, you're here. Solo, you're here. Bazu, you're here. Charlie, you are here. Hey, like we said, you make the screen. Walk. After this, you clear out. Charlie, solo attack. Walk, pop. You are here, Bazu. Okay? Ba, you just change the side. Look for pick and pop. Okay? Let's go.
It's Coach Brokic taking the timeout ahead of the throws. I mean, it means he's guaranteed to, get the chance to get his guys organised.
Yep.
But he does have that dilemma, doesn't he? You mentioned it before, and we talked about, like, how quick do you want to be, how organised do you want to be, and as a coach, he's walking that balance.
Yeah, no. I don't mind coaches taking the timeout, especially in this situation, 19 seconds. Maybe, puts a little doubt into the person taking the free throws as well. They lost their rhythm. Well, not for a good player, for a good shooter by Yakchali, but still.
Well, you're not in that same room. You haven't just been fouled.
Yeah.
You walk to the line. You got to sit down, get up, and take the throws. And he's done a great job, makes the two. Closes it to a 2-point game, and it feels like a 2-point game. Both teams really have had an excellent periods in this first half. Cote will hold for the last shot. Well, Coach Brokic knows where he wants it to go. Fofana puts it on the floor, down the lane, off the glass for two, doesn't get it to go. They're not going to get this away, and that'll do it for the first half. Fofana was aggressive and strong, but he stayed down, out of shot. But that's confirmation of the first half score here. Cote d'Ivoire have a 37-35 advantage over Iran. Fofana is up, just to let you know, but Cote d'Ivoire go into the half, up 2.
Well, you said it. It feels like a 2-point game. Iran shooting the ball well, 53%, 38% from 3, not a bad clip. For me, it's the offensive rebounding. They did a much better job keeping Cote d'Ivoire off the offensive boards. They only had 2 in that second quarter. As you see, the top scorers, Zuzua 12 and Amini 10. All 10 of those points came in the first quarter. Zuzua has been a bright spot off the bench for Cote d'Ivoire. That last take, I think it was a pretty good take by Fofana.
Yeah.
Maybe come to a 2-foot stop and finish instead of trying to take the contact, but that's how they play. They're athletic, they jump, they like to get hit, a little bit of hang time. And you and I expected a good game because there's a lot of importance on this. I think both these teams are somewhat same talent level, I guess you could say. Top, like, first to 12th person. You see the key players there. Kone 6 points, and Yakchali 10 points. He had a really good second quarter for me. He was the one who stepped up the scoring for Iran. Cote d'Ivoire, they went into a zone for quite a bit of time during that first half, and I thought it worked well. They were down 5, let's not forget. They were down 5 going into the second quarter, so they outscored Iran by 7 points in that quarter heading into half. So we knew it's a big game for both these teams. They both know what's on the line, so do the fans and us listening and watching.
The other feature is that the quality coming off the bench has been exceptional for both teams. They've got contributions. Abu made that 3. But you mentioned it there, that little box and one, that zone type defense. It wasn't the traditional box and one, was it, where it's like, oh, there's a guy out there, we've got to guard him. It was just took Iran out of what they were running. They guarded almost anybody as the one. But in the end, they settled themselves down, and Yakchali, this was the first one he made. This almost like sparked him. Made the tough one at the bottom of the clock. And he picked up where Amini started to struggle. Difficult time for Adidi as he came in the game. Picked up his 3rd foul, but he's still got a huge part to play, because this one's going all the way down to the wire.
Yeah, I think we're going to have an exciting 20 minutes of basketball.
Well, we're going to take a break. We'll refresh, get a drink. We'll see you for the second half shortly to see who gets the win here.
Whatever our gender, color, belief, or capability, we are all on the same team.
We have the power to change lives through basketball.
Together, we are stronger. No matter your origin, basketball can bring everyone together. Basketball for good.
Fournier. Oh, dumping down low, and how about that? And one by Yabusele. And Latvia just not ready to defend the out-of-bounds play.
That's all it was.
Shot clock. How about that? What a game that man is having for Latvia. Number 55. Shot clock. Game clock, I should say. Tough shot. He gets it up, and it's good! As he is going to put France up 33-26 after 10. How about that?
And Lebanon in the first game, and it is through their defense, their offensive rebound, and all those things.
Welcome to the world, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. How easy does he make it look?
Too easy.
Mills, looking for some help?
Give me a spell.
Wow.
Give me a spell!
He's got 13!
My goodness!
Oh, hello.
Good night.
Great pass. It's an easy pass, I guess, when you've got a guy like Markkanen with his size.
Kawamura shakes again, this time Kanturi, and he makes it in his eye! Japan, a 4-point lead, and this guy's got ice in his veins.
Paul takes the pass, goes in. Has to go for the tip in. No good. Now Angola can push this. The down 5-3-5. Fernando and Boa Norte. Good night. Fernando with no regard for the transition defense.
That was a vicious finish there from Fernando.
Oh, RJ Barrett!
Haydar stayed down after that. You got a picture of him there, like he sort of rolled it.
Backdoor feed, Giddy. That shot always 100%.
That was through Tiemann, who went up with Giddy, and Giddy was still able to knock it down.
Away in the flush. That is unbelievable.
These guys will be legends in their own country, but also in the international basketball world forever.
Well, both teams back on the floor, having a look at those game leaders for Iran. Amini had a really, really super first quarter, but then he reminded us he is only 18 because he just couldn't. You know, they went after him a little bit because that's what teams do. And but he has already shown what a great prospect he is for Iran.
Yeah, I think that person right there, Mohamed Amini, we're going to hear his name, especially for many years to come, playing for this Iranian team. And, you know, we mentioned that a lot of these guys on this team, they play at home. They play in the league at home. And, you know, to already have an 18-year-old playing outside in France, yeah, okay, he's not playing on the professional team there. He's only 18 years old, which is not unusual. France, historically known for developing players, and, you know, each club team in France has a young development squad as well, and they have coaches, they have access, you know, to the senior team. If you're good enough, you're going to go and play with the pro team. So imagine he's practicing every day with that Monaco team. It's not bad. And you know, even if he doesn't play, I'm sure that's why it's kind of paying off, and just a great game. He didn't do a whole lot the other day, but I don't want to say he was bad. But tonight, I think today you see him a lot more comfortable, and he looked for himself early, and it paid off as he had 10 points in that first quarter. It was all right because, you know, one of their leaders, Yakchali, came up big for them, especially in the second quarter, and also has 10 points. So right now, you know, Iran, they looked comfortable at the end of the first, and then Cote d'Ivoire, they came out, and defensively, they got some big stops, and that's why we see them up 2 at the half.
Good crowd in here again, and not just the fans of both these countries, but the local basketball fans here in Jakarta have really come out. You know, we were talking yesterday about how great it was to see that many Latvians in the gym, but to fill this beautiful arena, the local community has really got excited about the World Cup.
Yeah, I think so this is our third day calling games, right? And I have to say I have been impressed with the amount of people who are coming and supporting. I mean, we can't say enough about the Latvian fans, but outside the Latvian fans, you know, even those other games where Latvia is not playing, there are a lot of seats filled, a little bit less today, but yesterday I would say the gym was more or less packed all day.
Well, and that would have been a second sellout because the France-Canada game was a sellout.
Yep.
Let's take a listen to the Ivory Coast just before the start of this second half.
Dali and Max, you will get 8. If the 8 is not in, I will tell you. I want to see what they prepared. Remember, if they screen, it's good. Yes, a screen with big baton. Hey, first offense, shirt. Okay? Hey, but when you make a screen, Dali. Hey, Dali, you return here. So, you make a screen, return, and go back. Try to get the pass out. If nothing, get out, and you come see me before the pick. You stay Max in the corner. Okay? You understand? So, boom, and we go down. Hey. Second, point 5. Second, point 5. Watch for Dali. Hey, we need to get lift aggression.
Well, the interesting thing for me was the way, if they're going to start switching a little bit more, that they've already had success at mixing their defenses up, and that really seemed to an inexperienced Iranian team struggled with that. But if you want to get all the action on this World Cup, there is the World Cup app as well as the courtside app that you've seen the QR code for before. This World Cup app, any action you want and detail you want about the World Cup, get that QR code and get the detail. Here we are then, start off quarter 3. Cote d'Ivoire will inbound the ball. Maxence Dadier will inbound. And Cote, as he has done for a large chunk of the first half, will get things going for the Cote d'Ivoire. He'll come back and try and clear the block. Barr tries to go to work, goes to the left hand. Beautiful little jump hook.
Nice little set out of the halftime there. Obviously, that was for the captain, Cedric Barr. So they're back into, do we call it a zone? Matchup, box, man.
It's still a box, you know. They're going to just, the only thing, when they switch, they'll switch on if they are chasing. Great tech, great block. Oh, great challenge by Barr. It's called as a foul, and you think the referee obviously correct, but great challenge. Really strong first step drive. And he's back.
He didn't settle for the three-point shot either.
Well, he had the great first quarter, the quiet second quarter. I don't know if they're going to count that because everybody was swapping slots.
No basket. Two.
I mean, he just got a look from the official there, like, you shouldn't have taken it. I need to give you the ball. This is the World Cup. And then he makes a second. So Iran just extend the defense. It's just more to work the ball, not really get after it. Take a little bit of time out of possession. Cote gets it into the half court. Sidibe will move it on. Barr, who did a great job in the block. Starley kicks the open three. Sidibe Sidibe makes it.
I like the way that this Cote d'Ivoire team is playing. You and I both covered some of their games in the qualifications for this tournament, and they play a lot more unselfish than they did when I watched them throughout the windows.
Great work on the glass. Now just dropped it, and he is absolutely shooting the ball beautifully. Yak Charlie needs a lot of touches here. If they can get him open, he's knocking down shots. Barr on the penetration, possibly should have shot it, turns it over. Iran have a chance to run, and with numbers. Open three is off, and that's the difference between some of these teams here. Amini wide open, Barr with a throwdown. And the captain has started this second half aggressively.
And he had that turnover the last possession down. I was just complimenting this team, how I think they're a lot less unselfish. Maybe he was too unselfish on that turnover the possession before that dunk by Barr.
Barr's going to get charged with a personal. Mirazahi, we're not being unkind to Mirazahi when we say he's not the most athletic guy they have on the floor. He's not. He doesn't do a lot of things, but what he does, plays 5 feet from the basket and in, sets good screens, goes up strong, doesn't try and do anything that he's not supposed to do. He's got a skill set and he's using it. What he has to do now is make the free throws. Two for two from the line, continues to do what a big man is supposed to do. Cote d'Ivoire, Daddy will get it back to Cote. Cote into the half court. Daddy just gets it back to Cote, puts it on the floor, breaks the defense down, kicks to the corner. Daddy had the three, takes it hard to the ring. That's a take by Sidibe, but he can't finish. And there was just too many red shirts. Charlie will get it back off the handoff. And kicks. Amini for free is no good. And Kazemi saw that he was going to foul, and he could have pulled out of it. But down the other end, Kone's down and has stayed down.
I don't think this is a good look.
No.
Especially because we know he was injured after the last game. questionable to play today. He has looked good. Maybe hasn't been as aggressive attacking the basket.
Well, he went hard into a lot of traffic on the penetration. Made the smart move to give it up and then came down and everybody followed the pass. And it wasn't until play came to the end after the score that he's going to get carried off, which is, and he's absolutely not wanting to put weight on that left foot. When he walked off in the Spain game, he sort of hobbled off a bit.
Not like this, though.
No, he hobbled on his own.
Yeah.
This is like he really is not putting any weight at all on that right one. So the Cote d'Ivoire, with the 43-41 lead, have just lost their floor general in Cote. Diabate has checked in. Did a nice job in the first half. Cote d'Ivoire will, when they remember that it's their ball, will bring it in. Diabate doesn't have to force anything, just has to run the floor for his team. To take the Sidibe screen, looks to attack it, gets it back to Sidibe. The step back three, Dale for three is no good. They chased him again off the line. That's a great rebound by Sidibe. Needs a pass, finds a pass. And he puts it on the floor. Diabate kicks. Gets it back in the corner, lines it up, knocks it down for three. And that'll settle him down, if anything will.
That was great. Well, first of all, it was great offensive rebounding. And then I like, they stayed aggressive. They attacked. Penetration kick, extra pass, leads to a wide open three, nothing but net.
Charlie needs and gets, he's going to have to put it up, puts it up from way downtown. It's nothing. Chance for Cote d'Ivoire to look to be aggressive in transition, which they are, to the glass of two. Super finish by Dadier, and timeout, Iran, and they need it. Nice run for Cote d'Ivoire. They haven't let that injury to Cote phase them at all. They lead this one 47-41. Timeout by Iran. Coach Demir is going to have to find a way, and it may be through Adadi coming back in the game.
He does have those 3 fouls, though. Let's listen in and see what he wants to change up.
First of all, but don't make rush. There is too long time. Okay. Enough time. Just, they are getting offensive rebounds. We have to get rebounds together. They are pushing under the basket, box out. In the middle, the short guy, we have to get the ball. Then we come to offense. But they are pushing us to outside. We have to go inside with us. Inside. Don't confuse man-to-man box out. One man-to-man set play. Outside opposite. 2 men up. Okay, everything. Okay.
Well, they're going to play the Adadi card.
Yep.
And at the same time, Hazimi's in the game, so Demir, when he's faced with the issues, going with his experienced guys.
But did you hear Coach too said, you know what, let's go ahead and just run our man offenses, because they're just as confused as we are about what kind of defense this is. And you know what, if you don't know, go ahead, run your man sets, see where they follow you out to.
Yep. Going to be the most effective lineup as Cote d'Ivoire chase it and trap it. And they just get out of where they want to go. Nice little change up by Coach Prokic coming out of their timeout. There's a whistle on the play. Mashiaki picks up the personal for the hold. Took a bang in the head for the trouble. Amini's going to sit, and Reza Far will check back in for Iran. Diabate will inbound the basketball. Sadiq gets it back. Nice pass, great finish. And Cedric Barr is having a quarter. Super catch, nice penetration. But he made it easy, I suppose, but it was a tough pass to take.
You know, out of halftime, the first play out was set up for him, and I think that gave him a little bit of confidence.
Extra pass to the corner, wide open for three is good. And Reza Far. And they just look so much more assured when the daddy touches the basketball. Daddy able to advance it, gets the early ball screen. Sidibe will pick and pop. Doesn't get a look. Iran are going to show a 2-3 zone. It's one way of protecting a daddy. Bar, short jump shot is no good. Great board. Super board. Sidibe all over the offensive glass. He's had a quarter where he's just outworked everybody.
Yeah, he talked about in that last time out. Says, you guys got to box out. It's tough to box out when someone has hops like that. That man.
Bar with a defensive rebound. Diabate's done a really nice job coming in for Cote at the injury. Backs it out, takes the ball screen, slices to the middle of that zone. Dale lines it up, feet set, doesn't get it to go. Dale with a defensive rebound. Iran have got to commit to the break. Showing off the glass. Daddy just holds his space, he's fouled. Wow. He just held people away from him. Just held his space. We'll go to the free throw line, and they really do need to tick the scoreboard over.
That was a great pass to Ba. Nice cut, little look away. I really like the way that Cote d'Ivoire have been playing, you know, maybe this quarter and then 8 minutes of the second quarter. They've looked like a different team. Worry is Cote. I'm not sure if we'll see him come back into the game. You guys can't see, but we can. He is behind the bench, walking around. It looks like he is walking gingerly, in my opinion.
And we keep talking about this. It's about qualifying for potentially qualifying for the Olympic Games, and it's not just about today. So, you know, they've got at least 3 games. So, you know, do you especially, got to say, especially as Solomon Diabate has really done a decent job since he's come in. Tadier has it, gets it back. Still showing the 2-3 zone, Iran.
And this game right here, potentially, you know, assuming everything goes to plan, which it never does, who wins today most likely will finish 3rd in the group, so they'll have a win going into those all-important classification games. As their record, there you see him. So it is definitely his right ankle, like you said.
3:35 to go in quarter 3. 5-point lead for Cote d'Ivoire, and Iran steadied the ship a little bit. The zone has. Once they've started to rebound in it, they've started to slow up Cote d'Ivoire. 3 off the big ball screen is good. Gets a really friendly roll from Masaraki. Mashiaki really not lacking in confidence at all, just knocks it down. And the zone by Iran is pretty much having the same effect on Cote d'Ivoire that their zone had on them. Diabate for the 3 is no good. The daddy just holds his space and rebounds. Mashiaki has it. They don't have to run with Haddadi on the floor. They've got to get him involved, so they've got to wait for him at times. It's worth waiting for as well. Shiggy puts the ball up in the key weight. Haddadi just gets to the right space. Now, Shali continues to knock down the three-pointer.
It's just the intensity that Haddadi has. You know, you see him yell at him, hey, shoot. And then his celebration looks like he's mad. But we've also seen him, you know, yell at his teammates when he is mad, and he's just such an intense, the captain Haddadi for Iran. But he knows how important every game is and how much it really, really means to play for your country.
Well, it's the Cote d'Ivoire, and they have the problems. They can listen to their timeout.
For the shot. When you make it free, they open up to get the ball. Always have a pass here for Wap. Come on, guys, stay. Come on.
Well, we've talked about this game being a game of runs. A 14-0 run followed by an 8-0 run. I think we're going to be in that situation all the way through this. 2:42 to go in the third. As you get a look at, let's just say a very, very severe tape job. There's a lot of tape around that. I'd almost say it looks too bad to risk.
Almost looks like they're just adding tape as well. You mentioned they have 2 more games for sure. Another game in group play. And then they will have 2 of those games in the classification round.
Dale thinks about the 3, moves it on, and again, Wyatt, if something's not broken, don't try and fix it. The 2-3 zone is just taking Cote d'Ivoire out of what they want to run. Even Zuzua can't get a shot away. Great community. Daddy's at the back of that zone. Zuzua cuts, he just tells Kazimi, you've got to get out.
Yeah.
10 on the possession. Well, Zuzua just settles for the 3. And that's literally what it was. Fofana hasn't seen a lot of time, back in now. Hand kick. Nice find. Kazimi's going to go handoff. No, it's not there. They take it away.
Don't forget, Haddadi's playing with those 3 fouls.
Yeah, Charlie puts it up. Haddadi just says, I'm having it. Fofana looks really disappointed, really frustrated. But Haddadi has just shown if you're watching and you're not a leaper, just watch the way this guy rebounds. He gets space, holds space, just solid. Rebounds with his strength and his basketball IQ at the free throw line. Chance to make an 8-0 run, a 10-0 run. Zuzua, not necessarily your best option when you're not functioning against the zone, because if he's hot, give him the basketball. Yeah. You roll the dice with that one.
I mean, he was their best scorer in the first half, so kind of got to take a risk. He was 2 of 5 from 3-point range. He had 12 points in that first half, slowed off here.
Haddadi makes both. And the scoring drought for the Cote d'Ivoire continues. Approaching 3 minutes right now. Diabate moves it on. Zuzua to the corner. Dali, feet set for 3 is good. And Zuzua makes a great decision to give it to Dali in the corner. And wow, they needed that. We got a new game with 1:28 to go in 3. We're locked at 54. Dali with the handoff. Shali thinks about the 3. Now they're deep on the clock, that turned it over. Diabate hesitates, gets into a seam on the zone, is fouled. Iran have only committed the 1 foul while they've been in that 2-3 zone, so fouls to give. And Yakshali's going to take the last minute or so of this third quarter. He'll probably get a little rest as well at the beginning of the fourth. And then you got to think he's going to be back to try and close this game out. Amini's got to, they need Amini to get going again. Need to rediscover what he was doing in that first quarter. Dali, having made the three, you'd like to find him another one with his feet set. Diabate penetrates, finds him, lines it up. Feet set for three is short. Kazumi comes down with the defensive rebound. Amini has it. He hit the second side. And then he gets to the block. Nice pass. Oh, they blow the layup. He wants the foul, but there's no foul there.
How good is that pass? We saw him do that the other night.
Daddy just owns that space at both ends of the floor. He's just absolutely dominant around the charge circle, rebounding at both ends of the floor. There's a 3-second differential between possession and game clock. Masha Yeki. Great find. Razafar steps back, could have taken the first one, doesn't need to. Nails this long two. And that will do it for the end of three. Razafar just gets his feet set. Nails the long two off the step back. And gives Iran a 2-point advantage at the end of the third quarter. They lead this one 56-54.
Well, this game has been a game of runs. As you see the shooting percentages there, Cote d'Ivoire bumping up their percentage, 47%. Three-point shooting for Iran, though, in the 40s, especially when you consider that they only shot 21% in their game day one. You know, that's definitely a big positive for them. But really, both teams now, I'm sure the game, we could look it up for you, how many times. Says it's only been 3 lead changes, but it feels like a lot more than that because there's been big scoring runs. You know, the biggest scoring run for Cote d'Ivoire was 14-0, and then for Iran, it was 10-0, and that's why we see them with a slight 2-point lead because of that 10-0 scoring run here in the third quarter. A lot at stake. We know this game is going to go down to the wire.
And you got to think, if the more minutes that Hamed Edadi plays, the more increases the chances for Iran to get a win that could just raise the level of the confidence of half this roster who are at their first World Cup. It's just great to see him back on the floor. You'd guess he'd start the quarter, get a spell, and come back and try and finish the game. Yakshali has also been exceptional for this Iranian national team.
Do you think, you know, you mentioned Haddadi, the more he's on the court, the better chance that Iran has a chance to win. He can't play 10 consecutive minutes. So do you, I mean, he's obviously on the court right now, so that's why I brought that up. You play him, what, 2.5 minutes?
4 minutes.
And then put him down and then maybe put him back in?
Yeah,
depending on
the game and where you are, but you got to think, regardless of the situation.
Okay.
I think, I mean, his rebounding situation is unbelievable.
Yeah, I think he's probably the most efficient rebounder as far as minutes.
Yeah. And
then how many rebounds he pulls down.
Well, he made the long two at the end of the quarter, and he just went with again, race apart. Diabate is fouled on the way up. Race apart picks up the personal. They're going to give him the 2 shots. You've got to say he's done a great job since the injury to Cote. They really haven't missed a beat as such. Solomon Diabate really has taken the opportunity.
I mean, the good news is that think he is. Maybe, no, maybe I'm wrong. I was going to say, I think Cote might be back on the bench, but is he still sitting behind them? Can't see from here.
He's still behind.
Oh, he is still behind. So I think that means we're probably not going to see him again today.
Oh, Daddy with a beautiful bounce pass. He wants the foul as well. He is just...
He's just so smart.
It's a clinic, isn't it? A clinic of decision-making. It's just tremendous. About it goes inside. Fofana just about hangs on. Fofana moves it inside. Zuzar steps back. Tough two, can't get it to go. And you roll the dice with him. Good shot, maybe made it a little bit harder because he took it off the dribble, but as far goes to the corner. Daddy wants it. He needs a touch every time down the floor. And when he hasn't got a pass, he's going to take that little step back, gets it to go.
You talked about a clinic. His first intention is to find his teammates, and when they're not available, he says, all right, I guess I have to score.
It's like it's a privilege to watch him play. Penetration foul as Fofana took it strong to the inside, but takes it to the inside, thinks there's a drive lane, and Daddy is just there. Just takes up the space. They've caught it on in Daddy, though. That'll be...
Yep. You saw him, I don't know if you saw, there we see the smart decision-making, the nice little drop pass, and the next possession in exactly the same spot. But it's he who decides to score. Down here on the defensive end, he picked up his 4th personal foul, which is concerning. And it's funny because he yelled at his teammates saying, hey, put your hand up, tell him it was on you.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the ref looks at him like, come on. He's like, yeah, you're right.
Diamante has it out top. Got to put it up. 3 on the clock, takes the top 3, hits the front of the iron. And Iran will have to wait because it's so much better when Daddy gets involved in the offense. He goes deep. Well, they almost... Mashiaki was more intent on trying to draw the foul as opposed to move the ball. Zuzua puts it on the floor, attacks the seam, has to back out. Cedric Ba inside, gives it back to Zuzua for the long 3 is good. But his feet were set, he was balanced, he just knocks it down. That's a huge 3.
That is a huge 3.
15 points personal,
yeah, but hadn't scored since the first half.
Whistle on the play. Armenia again looking positive. See, I'm okay with the inside-outside when his feet are set. Mashiaki will sit down. He's replaced by Iguran, who's had quite a long spell out of the game. Iran pretty much back with their starters. It's just that Daddy is in, and he obviously didn't start. Gets it on the inside. Ball's knocked away. Goes back up. He's fouled, and he'll just go to the free throw line. Holds his space again, gets hit 2 or 3 times on the way up. Cedric Ba might well have blocked the ball, but everybody hit everything else. It is one of those things, in a World Cup moment, if you want, it's a privilege to see this guy play still. You know, at 38 years old, he is absolutely...
Coming off a major injury.
Oh, yeah.
2 shots. Okay, thank you.
And then he even plays the referee smart. He just apologized to the official. I just got a bit, I was wrong to shout. You know, he just goes and tells him. But he misses the throw. Built him up too much there. Chance to increase this to a 2-point game. 7 minutes to go in the 4th. Makes the second.
Well, he's still in the game. He has 4 fouls. There's 7 minutes left. You just kind of ride this train?
I think
with Haddadi,
yeah, I think they're going to go with, we're going to sit him down for a couple of minutes. If we sit him down now and we bring him back,
it's going to be too tight.
Yeah. And if you're going to leave anyone in, you leave him in. Wide open in the corner. Fofana, only just come into the game, Mike Fofana. Amini, off the glass for two, tough finish.
Tough finish against 3 white jerseys, as he's gonna get a warning though, because he grabbed the rebound after.
Give him a tech.
Oh, they gave him a tech right away.
Yeah, Charlie's trying to plead the case of the youngster. Yeah, he just, I don't care how young you are. It doesn't matter how young you are.
And then he throws it to the referee, not even the players.
You just don't do that. You don't do that when you're 13, let alone when you're 18. Someone tells you that straight away. He's just got to forget about it though. It's happened, got to move it on. Mohamed picks up the technical foul. Dedier has the basketball. Abu's also in the game. The glass is blocked. Just bring it to me. And that'll be back to the Cote d'Ivoire. Looked to me as though it came off of Giguran. Demir's asking, he's going to review it. I actually think it did come off of Giguran. That guy's on 4 fouls. He's 38 years old.
I'm just watching the highlights.
He's got an Achilles injury that you just don't want to have.
But, I mean, let's not forget the 2008 Olympics. Playing for Iran, he led the entire tournament in blocks per game, as well as rebounds.
Head coach challenge.
And he's actually...
Let's take a listen to the officials reviewing the out of bounds.
This one. Go. No. This one. Let's go. Slowly. This one. Let's go, slowly. Give me this one almost, please. Okay. Nothing, main camera. Yeah, let's go. Main camera, go. Give me. Go, go, go. Okay, okay, okay. This angle. This one. Okay.
Point is back.
Go.
This is the point there.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Yep. So the call is off white. The call is red ball.
Red ball. Yeah.
You agree?
Yeah. Coaches challenge. Unsuccessful. Call it. Successful, yeah.
Well, it's one of those ones, if you trust your player, he absolutely knows if he touched it or he didn't.
Yeah, but every player also says they don't foul, and then you look at it.
Yeah. I agree with that one.
But no, I know what you're saying, Mark. Yeah, for the most part. Are you sure you didn't touch it? Yes, I'm positive.
Yeah. I mean, it looked really tight. It looked like there was a deflection, but there obviously wasn't. And then the other thing it's done, and the Daddy's struggling. You saw him like in that prayer, but it gave him a chance to get a few minutes, rest.
And stretching. You saw him stretching his Achilles.
Nice pass. Oh, what a block though. Super pass, and Bar just pinned it. Zuzua kicks it. Every possession now in this full quarter, crucial 4-point game. Dedier has it. Zuzua going to attack it. Looks to get an angle, but he can't. Takes a tough lean away. He's fouled out by the defense that just did not stay straight. But then goes for something they don't need to go for. Yak Charlie just should have let him take the tough one.
There you see the nice block by Ba. I think what's more concerning is that foul is going to be the 4th foul on Amini. Yeah, so it is his 4th. The way that he's been playing, you don't want to see him not on the floor at the end of the game.
Well, it's his 4th foul, and that puts Iran into the penalty as well. And it's just under 6 minutes. That's a long time. It's almost as though they're going to try and ride Haddadi for the whole game. Because you're getting past that time when you think, let's take him out, unless he's going to try and open out a lead with him.
Well, that's what you said, right? Like, do you take him out and let him get cold, though?
Haddadi has it down low, looks to go to work, gets to the middle, mishandles it. That'll go back to the Cote d'Ivoire.
Well, good job there by Cedric Ba, the undersized 4-man for Cote d'Ivoire, because that is a tall challenge.
I mean, Ba has been so effective throughout the game, really, for the Cote d'Ivoire. Abu to the corner. Zuzua is out of bounds, I think. How many times do you see players step out of bounds? No one makes the court any more smaller or bigger. No one changes the lines. You've been playing for 30, 35 minutes, you know? It's just one of those really sloppy mistakes that could really be an issue.
Frustrating, especially if you're a coach, right?
2-point game. Igor gets it into the half court. Kazemi's checked back in. Yakshali on the back. Oh, over the top, wide open for 3 is no good. Hits nothing. Wide open look for Gigoran. Zuzua into the half court. The game's tempo is slow as both teams feeling the pressure here. Allier penetrates, gets down the lane, gets a little contact, will go to the free throw line. And that is the issue that Iran have, because that's when Haddadi can't get to the lane to be the big body.
You know, you mentioned it. I know that take was off of a drive and it was a shooting foul, but they are in the bonus. Cote d'Ivoire, if they stay aggressive, they're going to get to go to the free throw line and maybe finish out this game at the free throw line. 4:41, that's a lot of time.
There is 4 minutes. Okay, just we can play even everything. If you continue to zone, we have to play active zone. We have to play continue to active. We have to keep talking. Okay, offensively, we have to play with the tempo. First ball. Play four. Okay, but look, Sajjad, bring the ball. Arsalan, set the good screen. You roll. Navid, you come to this side. Hamed, you set the screen to Behnam. Behnam, come here. Sajjad, you go. Behnam can penetrate or pass. You can cut. Or we can roll. We can play like this.
Oh, they really have come up with some huge blocks. Well, both teams, but Cote d'Ivoire in particular. There's a lot of ring protection. When you go to the ring in this game, you have to go strong. After the timeout.
In Cote d'Ivoire, they only got to the free throw line 5 times in their first game. And they have been 16 times, 15 is 16, which is actually an incredible stat for them, because in all of their 12 qualification games, they shot in the low 60s.
Yeah. It was a real Achilles heel for them in qualification. Here's Maxence Dedier, makes the first. He's had to sit there for that timeout and realize he's going back to make free throws to tie the game with 4:41 to go. A new ball game with 4:41 to go. We're locked at 63, and Cote d'Ivoire up the floor. Nice little, again, just a different look defensively. Coach Prokic has put a few different looks on the floor. They show that half-court trap. Kazemi comes high to release it. Haddadi in the post, trying to space off him. Double team comes, foul on the play. The double team's enough. They don't need to
foul on it, right?
No,
yeah.
That means they've only got one more foul to give. As long as they rotate hard out of it, they'll be able to deal with any closeouts. Shreki gets it. And Charlie moves it on. Great work on the offensive glass. Yak Charlie has it again, new full team. They're going to use Hamadi at the high post to screen. Now he goes deep. Yak Charlie penetrates out of bounds on the sideline.
Exact same thing that you were just talking about, Mark.
It's not like it's a small gym where you got to worry about anything. There's so much space. Maybe two. It's a different color for them.
The dark blue?
Yeah.
Not part of the floor?
Literally 4 to go. We're tied at 63. I know we said it was going to be tight, but we're not psychic here at all. But this is a classic. Diabate, little floater in the lane. Great work on the glass. Haddadi can't hold it. The ball will go back to Iran.
How about this second half that Cedric Ba has been having? Especially on the offensive end. I know he's not scoring a lot, but he's attacking the offensive rebounds. Yeah. He's moving well. If you compare him to the first game, I think he's really stepped up, and he's a lot more comfortable out there today.
Massively. Here's Shaki. Gets it into, that's going to be an offensive foul, Kazemi. Wouldn't mind seeing it again. Offensive foul, so it won't be 2 shots. It will be sideline possession. It's like we're in one of those heavyweight boxing competitions, fights with 1 round to go and they're both dead on their feet because both teams are just trying to find that way to get over the line. And he moves it on, gets it back. This 2-3 zone is just taking the life out of the tempo for Cote d'Ivoire. 38 lines up the 3, settles for the 3, and makes it. Coach Demir says you've got to be active in that zone. They were anything but active. Huge 3 at this stage of the game.
Well, it was tied for a while. Iran, they've been shooting the 3 well, though.
And Charlie to answer, and Khan, that's much more active on the perimeter.
It's also the person you want shooting that 3. I don't think they needed a 3. I think you can go inside, have Haddadi feed, cut off him. He's an excellent passer.
Dadier has it. Fofana at the high post. Zuzua is no good for 3. Fofana can't get it. Who comes down with that? Great work, foul on the play. Chakli just wanted it more than anybody else. Whistle on the play will put the Cote d'Ivoire into the penalty. So either team fouls for the last 2. Full team, we will be shooting throws. Osieki in the half court. Haddadi comes to screen. That's going to be offensive, and that's his gone. And you know,
a silly play.
It's just poor execution. He's trying to set the screen.
I'm not sure if maybe it was that you over-exaggerated it a little bit. He got hit on the last one as well and was down for a while.
Yak Charlie, it just got a little bit messy, didn't it? Really didn't get a good angle. And Daddy's gonna sit. .228 to go. Mirazahi checks in for Haddadi on the 5th foul. Iran go back man to man. Well, both Charlie and Amini have had great games. They need to have a great 2:28 now for Iran. Down 3. Cote d'Ivoire have the basketball. And as you said on a number of occasions, Cote d'Ivoire have to be aggressive here. They can't just settle.
You know, they've had an opportunity to be in the bonus since 4:41. You know, make them have to defend your drive. They're excellent at driving. They share the ball, so if someone comes and helps, they're good at finding the open person. Stay aggressive. If not, why not? You're up 3, go to the free throw line. They're shooting the ball well from the free throw line. Don't forget that also.
Yeah. Diabate comes off the bar screen. Can't turn the corner. Bar screens again. Diabate for the 3 is no good. Great rebounding effort. Razahi just cleans up the mess. Kazemi opens up for him, extra pass. Amini puts it on the floor hard, falls, so they force it a little too much. Diabate leaves the break. Zuzua, Fofana flattens off the defense, they're gonna come back out. Diabate has it. It's been excellent. Zuzua takes the kick, doesn't make the... That'll go to Iran, I believe. That is going back.
But I think that's a great drive. I know Zuzua didn't make it, but you know what? There was a lot of contact on the play. I understand the referees not wanting to call the contact. I think the defender did a pretty good job of jumping in his cylinder. And now, so now are they going to official review?
I think it's the officials who are reviewing this because Iran have had
bound situation.
Last 2 minutes, the referees can check it.
Let's go. Go back. Let's go. Camera under. Let's go. Okay. Not this one, this one. Let's go. So, white, 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 red, red, red. So, red touch the ball last, white ball.
Check the time.
Time. Let's go.
Go.
Go. Go.
It's okay. 131.
131.
And it should be 14 seconds.
And 14 seconds on the shot clock. After reviewing, white ball, 14 seconds on the shot clock. White ball. White ball. Yeah, white ball. Hey.
I do like the fact that they have the technology, the officials to check. It's 1:31 to go in the game. It's a 3-point game.
Who is the player there causing things up? I said statistically, I think the things that Cedric Ba, the captain for Cote d'Ivoire, they don't show up on the stat sheet, but he's the one right there. He's not going to get credited for an offensive rebound, but he's the reason they have the ball back right now. That was up against 3 red jerseys.
Yeah, he's been as effective as anybody in the game. Zuzua can't get it to drop. Another defensive rebound. Kazemi has it.
I don't know about that shot. Maybe he was feeling it. Clearly he was, because there was no hesitation. Catch and drive.
Can't believe they drew it up. But anyway.
Use the clock, catch and drive.
For the 3. Jackson nails it, ties the game at 66 apiece. Yeah, Shadley just says, you missed yours, I'm gonna make this. We're tied again at 66.
There's a lot of time left. Both teams are gonna have a couple possessions to finish this.
Oh, what a finish. What a super finish by Solomon Diabate. Took all sorts of contact. And maybe that's the play they should have done the time before. Take it strong, finish the play, give your team the 2-point lead. Super finish. Let's take a listen to Coach Demir's timeout.
You go like this. You Arsalan here. Mason here. Amine, you go from here. Okay, you go. And then Mason, you need to set the screen to Arsalan. Pass. Pain up. You are set the back screen to Mason. Mason pass the ball there. If nothing, pain up come. Arsalan, you will go under the basket. Pain up, you can pass. Pain up, if there is pass, you ask after good screen. You can make it after the basket. If not, go out. And then the channel is back, you go.
Well, here's the three that ties it up at 66. Yak Charlie has been great from the three-point line. And as we've said so often, Solomon Diabate came in when Cote went down, has been phenomenal. Not only with that big two, he's just run the game for his country. 14-second front court for Iran. It's a two-point game, they just need a good one. Seemed to be that Amini was involved in what coach wanted to run. Sets the back pick and gets the basketball. Yakia Shali puts it on the floor. Great defensive effort. They take everything away. So it takes the lean back for three. Great work on the glass. Kazemi is fouled. Almost, if there's such a thing, almost an offensive interference almost, but...
on that shot?
No, yeah. Kazemi will go to the free throw line. Everyone, those are the times you have to remember everything you're told. Everyone just looks at the ball. Kazemi gets it, goes back up. Will go to the free throw line to tie the game. Kazemi has had his troubles from the free throw line. He shot 40% from the free throw line last season. He misses the first. Let's just say it's a journey. What he wouldn't give for this to be one that goes down. Basket is good, whistle on the play. But the basket is good. There was a lane violation, but from everybody except for Kazemi. 1 point game, 40.4 to go.
I mean, you don't need to foul, you just need a really good defensive possession here and then go down, get a good look, no desperation threes.
Diabate comes off the screen. They're gonna call it offensive.
I mean, you called a moving foul on Hadidi. You know, Iran's best player, biggest player. You gotta call the same thing no matter what time of the game it is.
Slight move of the hip, lead foot went up the floor a little bit. Timing was just that moment off.
He didn't get his feet set. I mean, I think he can blame his guard for that.
Ashadi puts it on the floor. Ball goes out of bounds and will stay with Iran.
Well, Iran has no more timeouts left. There's 14.6 seconds in the game, 11 on the shot clock. But you know what? Coaches prepared their teams and players for this. You know, you have a quick hitter, you have a last second shot, out of bounds play.
Kashegi will inbound. Amini comes off the screen. They get it on the roll for two. Kazemi redeems himself and gets to the bucket for two. Super execution. Great pass. Iran lead at 69-68, 13.5 seconds to go. Just curled off it. They didn't switch the screen. Flashed to the lane, everyone left. Still has to make it, kisses it off the window for two. Let's take a listen to Coach Prokic.
Get the ball. Simple. You understand? Get the ball. We spread, you play pick and roll. You understand?
Well, question for you. They've just come up with an offensive foul on a pick and roll. He's caught it again. They've been so effective just breaking it down on the dribble and spotting up. Keep it simple.
Keep it simple.
Well, so would you have gone pick and roll or would you have given him space?
I mean, right now, I think the one thing I don't want to see here, though, from the Cote d'Ivoire, I don't want to see a bad fadeaway tough jump shot. Attack the basket, make the referees have to call a foul.
Yeah, here we go then, 13.5 seconds. Cote d'Ivoire have an opportunity to win it with this possession. Fofana is the release on the pressure. Diabate has it. They're going to go pick and roll. Cedric bars the screen, turns it down. Diabate is blocked. They called a foul. They can't get a technical foul here.
I think the coach has got a technical foul as well.
Technical foul on the coach. With 6.3 seconds remaining, there'll be a single shot and then 2 shots. Tough decision, super penetration.
I said, attack the basket and make the referees have to call a foul. Cote d'Ivoire, they've proven it all game long. They're athletic, they can get to the basket. The disappointing thing right now is the technical coach, the technical foul on the coach. And you know, I understand why Coach Demir was so animated. He thought it was a block shot. The referee gave him a moment to gather himself because he was down on the baseline. And you know, you have a box. He was down on the baseline. The referee gave him a moment to gather himself, and unfortunately, he just had a reaction. The referee said, no, that's too much.
Diabate makes the Cote team. He now has the 2 shooting fouls. There is still 6.3 seconds remaining.
Well, it's not like an unsportsmanlike foul. It was a technical foul, so it's just 1 free throw, no ball after the free throws, so.
Iran have no timeout.
But they're only down 1 possession, 6.3 seconds. You can easily get down the court in that amount of time, made or missed here by the Cote d'Ivoire.
Diabate on the free throw line to make it a 2-point game, which he does. They're going to make the substitution. Charles Abou is going to step in. Diabate stepping out.
That's a smart substitution because Iran couldn't take the ball out of bounds quickly and get it in. Now Cote d'Ivoire get to set up their defense. I guess you also get to set up your offense, but had you could have just taken the ball out quickly and gone, I think it would have been a lot easier to get down the floor quicker than making a substitution. So in my opinion, that was a smart substitution there by Coach.
Iran go with 4 perimeter players here. They're going to have to attack this and kick it.
They got to go.
Silly for the game. It's out. It doesn't make it. And Cote d'Ivoire get a huge win. And Coach Demir's got to be very careful now. As frustrating as it is, but let's focus on what was a huge win. There's the confirmation. Cote d'Ivoire get a 71-69 win.
And you see, obviously it's difficult, and you know what? The amount of time and blood, sweat, tears, commitment, sacrifice, I think would be a great word that the players have put in, and also the coaches, and that's why you kind of see the reaction here by the coaches, obviously, and some of the players of Iran. They're disappointed, but unfortunately, it's the way it rolls. I don't think, you know, you just hope that they don't say anything inappropriate right now, the players, because it's going to take away from what a great game this was. I know, unfortunately, they were on the losing side, but let's not forget Cote d'Ivoire. They came up with a huge win, guys, and we need to celebrate that right now.
Yeah, a massive performance for Prokic. Diabate was enormous, absolutely enormous in that game. Cote went out, he stepped in.
Zuzua, I mean, I questioned that last three that he put up. I thought he should have drove it, but Diabate coming in for the injured Cote. When they needed him, his number was called, and I keep talking about that. This is a long tournament, and it's going to be next man up for a lot of these teams, especially when injuries happen, and that's exactly what we saw by Diabate, knocking down those 3 free throws, but a great free throw shooting day for the Ivory Coast, who, like you said, it was their Achilles heel in the qualification games. As we see the shooting percentages there, you know, well, that's not a great sign, as he's gonna go be carried off to celebrate with his teammates. Yakchali, what a great game for him. Haddadi, I mean, the veteran, the star, the leader of that team. I thought he played incredibly well. Unfortunately, he wasn't on the court at the end of the game because of foul trouble, because he fouled out. Really, since the last time I watched the Cote d'Ivoire, I think they have made leaps and bounds as far as improvement and how they are playing right now, and it's really a joy to watch them play.
Well, gonna get the replays, the best plays of that fourth quarter. Haddadi was just phenomenal, as we said during the game. Both teams at times put some great performances on the floor. But let's not forget this now, because they win here, they've got the game against Brazil. Depending on the result today, they're not even out of a situation of qualifying for the top 16. It's a huge win for them in so many ways. And Cedric Barr was just a phenomenon for his team. He led his team as their captain, scoring, doing everything else, massively undersized at the floor. Super performance by the Cote d'Ivoire. Lots of talking points. I mean, he was one of those. Tremendous performance by the 18-year-old. Gets to the basket on that replay. And they just lost control at the end. That's all we'll say about it. It's just it's tough to lose in that way in a close game. But you cannot lose the control at that moment. And Coach Demir has been a very experienced coach. He knows what the circumstances are. His frustration got the better of him. But at the end of the day, his team have got to dust themselves down, come back in 2 days' time and play their third game.
Exactly. They have 3 more games in this tournament. Yeah, they're going to be coming off a loss that they thought they deserved to win and didn't go that they wanted. How do you bounce back? You know, all right, maybe you feel the hurt for a little while, but then you got to start scouting and getting ready for your third game. And then we know that they're going to be playing classification games. This is not over, like you said, and you can't start to think and act like it is over. Go ahead. I think it's important for you to hurt, because I think that also can motivate you and help you maybe play better, play a little bit harder. I said I thought the team who could play the longest 40 minutes of good basketball would win, and I really do believe that was the Cote d'Ivoire today.
Well, there's confirmation. Cote d'Ivoire get the 2-point win. We'll go to the top temporarily of the group. We've got Brazil and Spain coming up later. And for now, though, we'll say goodbye from Jakarta.